So, how we feeling? Hope everybody's doing absolutely phenomenal tonight. I want to get in and get out on this one, man. It's going to be a smooth operation. Don't mean there's not going to be no content. It just means we're going to be efficient with it. So, obviously, Shedeur Sanders said, what's going on, Nisa? Shedeur Sanders, like always, in a bit of a news. So, I kind of have three different branching pathways here we're going to talk about on stream. We're just going to react to them. There's nothing really, no deep analysis here. Obviously, I have a few different things, with some supporting evidence and stuff like that. Talk about some media, talk about what Shedeur has actually done, and what real deal football people think about it, and of course Dylan Gabriel, right? I feel like just what does Dylan Gabriel think about Shedeur? I think some people thought there was a perfect timing comment. How you doing, Jermaine Johnson? That might have been directed at Shedeur. I don't buy into any of that, but at the same time, I think some people have some validity. After that, we're going to talk about NFL versus Deion, right? Again, this one's more of a general. This is gonna be a laid back stream. We're not gonna go too hard, but there has been a concerted effort to ensure that people look at Deion Sanders in a certain way, right? And I really do think that's where this all comes from. If we have time, we can go to Kermani McLean, but really I want to get into some TikToks, some quicker reactions, right? I'm trying to be an actual streamer, so we'll do some of that at the end. And then this is a video idea that it's October. This means a lot to me. Growing up in a kid, we had the pink days, so at the end we'll go through a little bit of the history of the whole NFL pink situation. But no, don't fret. We're gonna start right here with some Shedeur stuff. There's been a lot. I mean, everybody's had an opinion about this, so we're gonna hop right into it. Let me say, hey, what's up to the chat? Alrighty, exposing the truth. I know how to solve Shedeur's issues, but I'm going to wait until you give your take. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Kevin Washington says, what won't they let Shedeur? Ola says, hey. Kevin Washington again says, why won't they trade Shedeur? Why do they keep him? That's a good question. What's our next game watch party? I really enjoyed the last one. Okay, y'all want some watch parties? We might do some college. I really want to do an NFL watch party, so y'all let me know. How about this? I'm going to put the poll in the chat. We're about to start with this Shedeur because somebody asked in the chat, they said, why has Shedeur not been traded or cut? And I'm going to probably give you some proof as to why that is. So, watch party. Y'all want NFL or would y'all want CFB? So y'all let me know that. While y'all answer that, I'm gonna get right into this. Man, I'm so sorry. I'm a little blocked up there. Here we go. Let's get into it. Look, in all seriousness, I've made plenty of videos of Shedeur. Some people call me a Shedeur guy, right? I want to be honest about the things that have happened over the next few days. The reason why I don't really freak out about this stuff is a consistent thing that I've told you ever since the leaked draft opinion came out, right? And it's that he is somebody, Shedeur Sanders, that is going to be extremely polarizing, right? The way that he does things, not a lot of people are going to agree with, right? It's very easy to disagree with him. My opinion has always been just because he's not the most agreeable, just because he's a little bit odd, that does not mean he's a bad person. That doesn't mean he's a bad teammate, and that does not mean he's a bad football player. And I think we're standing here, not at a crossroads, but really in a spot and position where a lot of people are asking, like, there are Shedeur haters who are like, he's so awful, so terrible, so whatever, everybody hates him, the locker room hates him, and then there's Shedeur fans like me who are on the other side, like, well, if that's all true, why don't they cut him? Why didn't they put him on the practice squad? Why do they still have him as the emergency quarterback when they could easily put three-year veteran, NFL veteran Bailey Zappi, who's already run the system? There's a lot of questions that don't seem to be adding up. And I think there's the world is really about some gray area. And I think there's some gray area here. So today I'm going to paint to you probably why Shedeur isn't just going to be kicked to the curb. And also the Rex Ryan comments and all the other people who are so upset about him saying stuff, him not saying things. Well, I want to prove something to you. It seems like top tier legendary coaches, right, that have actually won Super Bowls as a head coaches, they seem to agree with Shedeur Sanders, or at least they're defending Shedeur Sanders. So first things first, Everybody has all this to say about Shedeur. Shedor's this, he's that. What does Kevin say? Because every time they ask the head coach, all he says is, yeah, Shedor's been working hard, just like everybody else. Yeah, Shedor's doing what he needs to do. So what is Shedeur, the crazy distraction, the terrible teammate? What's he been doing, Kevin Stefanski?
Yes, Joe's the backup. Shedor's the emergency quarterback.
So having made the move now with Deion moving ahead of Joe, what would a guy like Shedeur need to do to move himself up?
Yeah, all of our players, and I include Shedeur in this, are working extremely hard. We just finished our period after practice that we do every single day. Just finished a red zone 7-on-7 period where Shedeur and the rest of the younger guys are working on the 10 reps. So he needs to continue to do exactly what he's been doing and continue to do what all these guys are doing, which is just keep working.
So and shout out to my man Daniel. If you're on Twitter, this is one of the best Cleveland reporters. He is fair to Shedeur. He's fair to Dylan Gabriel. He's a real Cleveland Brown fan. He was there when Shedeur went to the community and gave back to that local Cleveland community. He's one of my favorite on Twitter. And I want to say this. And some people, my Shedeur fan base got mad at me when I said, hey, we need to let Shedeur be Shedeur, and if he's happy with the situation, let him be a man and sit in it. And the reason why I say that is I understand that with all these leaks, with all these things, with Shedeur doing the mime thing that apparently so many people in the media had a problem with, do you know what Kevin Stefanski did? And he does, and we've watched a lot of Kevin Stefanski on this channel this year, sadly, so I know Kevin Stefanski always he's a straight shooter. He's not going to give you nothing. Hey, this is that, whatever. That is probably the biggest way Kevin Stefanski has defended Shedeur in a long time. And look, if you hate Kevin Stefanski, I get it. I think he's not a good football coach. I don't. However, as the coach getting all this media question, all this stuff about a third string, you see him miming, you see this, Rex, all this. What does he do? And because he could have just put gasoline on the fire. He could have said, hey, Shedeur's got a long way to go. He could have said, hey, Shedeur needs to do X, Y, and Z. Hey, Shedeur is just behind right now. But instead of saying that, and I want to point this out because I'm going to go back to hating Kevin Stefanski. Don't worry. I have not traded teams, but I recognize when a head coach who, like we talk about, is a president, right? He's a politician. He's sending messages out to the media, to the locker room, to the GM. These are things that are reverberating, right? So in a chance that he could have just said, Shedeur actually is lacking here, right? He could have said, hey, Shedeur is just getting caught up to the play. But no. He said, actually, Shedeur Sanders was leading the post-game extra reps. So when everybody is saying there's a problem with Shedeur, he's this, he's immature, he's that, his head coach says, oh yeah, actually he's leading a red zone after practice period. And when we go through and look at all these other media videos, and I'm gonna spoil it for you, none of them are talking about this. And this has been my biggest issue with the Shedeur situation. Why I'm still going to be, look, you like it or not, like the meme stuff, like the mime stuff. Hey, I don't really care because it doesn't matter what he does. It's always going to be, the negative is always going to be highlighted. That's why anytime I talk about Daniel and I talk about Shedeur, I keep bringing up that Cleveland community that mysteriously had an explosion, even though that community was reporting the gas leak for over a week. And their apartment status just didn't do anything, allowed that tragedy to happen, allow impoverished people in the Cleveland community to be displaced without their homes. And Shedeur and Daniel showed up there, and Daniel was the only person in the Cleveland media, sports media, to talk about it. My God, I saw that mime video. The bot channels were posting it. Adam Schefter was posting it. I'm talking about everybody. They talking on the Pat McAfee show about it. There's real deal football happening, and we still talking about Shedeur Sanders being a mime right now. I didn't hear nothing when Shedeur Sanders was out there giving back to the community. I didn't hear nothing about Shedeur Sanders leading the extra practice after. I didn't hear nothing about when we pulled up the videos. of Shedeur Sanders putting in extra work. I didn't hear nothing about when we sat there and we debunked the dude with the pointy awful mohawk. Looks like his haircut came from 2011. Like Breaking 3 or something. Like I don't know. You got served. I have no idea. He was hooting and hollering, and we went on his podcast and we cited his sources, and his source actually said, "Oh, by the way, the Browns, the only thing that's been leaked to me is that Shedeur has been putting in extra work." So to all the people who hate the Shedeur claim, "Oh my God, Shedeur people are so, how dare you defend?" Look, shout out Kyron Samuels. I think he put it pretty well. He handled himself like a pro all off season, and people still made it a thing. Can we say that again, please? What? Yo, you tell me what Shedeur Sanders has said in the offseason to antagonize fans. Oh, and they asked him about stuff. He said, "Hey man, I'm just having a great time. Hey, God's timing, perfect timing." He has a great game after what's it called? Against Carolina. Hey man, I gotta do better. Hey man, it's God's timing. People ask about wanting to move up the depth chart. Hey man, that has nothing to do with me. That's on the coach. That I don't even have to say. I don't even want to say anything. See, those comments don't get amplified. That's so strange. That's so interesting. Anyway, that's the point. When he's being a pro and handling it with grace, it's mostly ignored. When he's saying he still has confidence in himself, it's arrogant. When he responds to Rex Ryan, mind you, what does it do for Rex Ryan, the supposed legendary coach who's riding the coattails of his father, who's riding the coattails of the actual defensive mind and Bob Ryan, right? That's what's happening. That's the Nepo baby going on right now, right? Big Rexy, freaky foot Rexy, right? You have foot fetish pictures leaked out while your team was trying to focus on the playoffs. Now the butt fumble is the thing you're most associated with throughout your head coaching career. Congratulations, Rex Ryan, legendary head coach, freaky dude. Merry Christmas. So when him, who's supposed to be the legendary head coach, who's supposed to be the accomplished defensive coordinator for the legendary Baltimore Ravens, the 2004-2005 year, just so happened to have Deion Sanders in there, hey, you can look into it, right? He decides to talk about a third-string quarterback's media. One, the biggest question, hey, why? I feel like people with critical thinking skills, the same people who want to say Shedeur is just a third-string quarterback, why don't you ask? Why are they asking these questions to a third-string quarterback? Why are these third-string quarterbacks like we gotta be honest now, Rex? You didn't think about that? You didn't think about why the local media video that gets then tweeted out by Adam Schefter? No, nobody seemed to ask a question. Nah, it's just, hey, let's just go ahead and label Shedeur this. And that's the crazy part. This is what gets me upset is like the Shedeur fans, the people in my chat, right? My audience, you and I have watched these videos. We've watched Shedeur stay after practice. Stay after in the what's it called from rookie minicamp. He was there early with Gage, putting in extra work. Like I got names and dates. I could pull it up. It's gonna be too many videos. But I've made the hey, go back, watch the preseason stuff, big dog. Hit me with some evergreen videos. Check my sources because my source is me. My source is we watched him hand to the media. Nobody said nothing. Oh, okay. It was all cool. Nobody had nothing to say when Shedeur was shutting his mouth, supporting his teammates. His teammates were praising him, continuing to still praise him, right? But now he say nothing and it's a problem. So Bruce Arians, what does an esteemed head coach, a esteemed offensive mind, right? A part of Indianapolis Colt runs. He has a hand in a lot of legendary football players, right? Existence in the world, right? And then obviously was the head coach for Thomas Brady's. Oh wow, I gotta get off this. Thomas Brady's Super Bowl run, right? What is someone who actually has a head coach or has a Super Bowl as a head coach? What does he think about the Shedeur interviews?
He's listed as the third quarterback on the depth chart. He's asked about it. All of that happens. When you saw that, what was the first thing you thought?
Why is the third quarterback getting interviewed? You got nothing to do with the game. Okay, it's all for media clicks, and he's a heck of a personality, but the personality can't come out until you do something on the field, and it's a big week for Dylan Gabriel and a big week for the Browns. I mean, making that transition for him even be available to the press, I don't know why he's doing it.
I mean, you tell me. You know how that works. Is that the front off? Is that the comms team?
Answer.
Like, who's putting him out? So we're saying it's not really on him. We have to protect him. He's a young player.
Yep.
Why are we making him available?
Exactly. To me, I mean, there's no sense to have him available. Whoever's running their media relations should turn that down.
Oh!
Okay. And if he gets put in the situation where he's in front of camera, what would you say? Let me ask you this, not even with that. How would you get the best out of Shedeur Sanders?
No, Kay Adams. Kay Adams didn't even like that. Hey, I mess with Kay Adams. She's no Mina Kimes now, okay? But I messes with Kay Adams, but she's a little stumbled up on that answer. She wasn't expecting that answer. She was like, whoa. I thought you was gonna like say he's dumb. I thought a Super Bowl legendary head coach, legendary coordinator in the world of NFL. Did I say Super Bowl as a head? Did I say that, Rexy? Did you heard that? Yeah, he didn't get fired. He just sit back and chill when he was done. He got him a little Super Bowl and got up out of there. Now it was an insane, I mean, Tom Brady came to his teams, but not the point. Anyway, I'm using it to prove Rex Ryan wrong because that's what I like to do. All right, but man, it's almost like, and this is what I hate doing this, but Brett Collerman, even Nick Wright a little bit. Shout out to Cam Newton that says, I don't think the Browns want Shedeur to be successful in Cleveland. Now, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I was of the mind that the NFL had a problem. I don't know. When these questions need to be asked, hey, forget why the third string, why is it getting put out? Why is he being available for media? Media availability is controlled by the. So what you're telling me is that understanding that Shedeur can be a distraction. You're telling me that the Cleveland media person knowing this, the head coach knowing this, the GM knowing this, the owner knowing this, nobody said, hey, let's make sure Shedeur Sanders doesn't get any media, because they could have said it. They could have easily said it. You know how I know? You notice how there's not as many off-season clips now, because if you're watching the off-season, we watched the whole practice. Like it was the whole thing out there. Because the teams put restrictions. The NFL also puts restrictions too. But the team also puts certain restrictions on things for the media. It's so interesting. I don't see the third string left tackle being interviewed, even though you just had a left tackle with a season-ending injury. How many second string, third string left tackles you seen interviewed by the media? Hey, left tackles and tackles dropping like flies for the Browns. I ain't heard anything about that. Carson Swearinger, actually, they do ask stuff about Carson Swearinger. That's fair. They do ask stuff about Carson Swearinger. But it's just interesting to me, man. It's interesting that the first instinct is, we got Shedeur. We gonna make fun of him. We're not gonna amplify what Kevin Stefanski says. And now, I don't know if I need to look at Kevin Stefanski wrong, the media person wrong. Somebody at some point, if they had a problem, and this is my final point about this. If the Browns had a problem with the thing Shedeur was saying, the thing Shedeur was doing, they could have stopped it. You know that, right? You know that, right? You know, if Kevin Stefanski had a problem with Shedeur Sanders, what he does, he could have made that public. You know that, right? So I didn't ask you. We go back to the beginning. Why not trade him? Why not cut him? I mean, number 2 overall in jersey, number 5 overall in jersey sales, number 1 in all rookies in jersey sales in the NFL, hasn't even stepped out there. Some people say maybe Jimmy Haslam's just using the popularity. Maybe they're just trying to get their money on up. Maybe they're just trying to have some positive press for the Browns for the first time ever. Or, this is where it gets real nutty, or you can speak about the Jimmy Haslam connection. And I told y'all, and hey, it goes deeper, and it's only gonna, the rabbit hole only gets deeper. I told y'all about that Jimmy Haslam video, and I said, don't make it seem, don't do that. Don't say that, oh, Jimmy Haslam said he didn't want Shedeur. No, you gotta focus. That was politics. That was an old owner with a lot of money who probably has a lot of instinct and most likely chose Shedeur because he wanted Shedeur. Mel Kiper on ESPN Radio. This, again, if you've been watching in the offseason, we already heard this. This was the rumor that as soon as Shedeur got drafted, Dylan Gabriel was a Kevin Stefanski pick in the quarterback he wanted most. Pause. Dylan Gabriel was a 4th to 5th round mocked guy. Understand that if they just take Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd, that's a reach. However, the old adage in the quarterback position is when you have your guy, take your guy, right? Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, even Lamar, like some of those guys were looked at as reaches, but hey, that's the guy and that's our guy. We're going with it, right? So Shedeur Sanders was an Andrew Berry pick. Joe Flacco is staying with the backup only to help these young guys get ready, which makes sense. I just want to make sure we put all that out. Now it's an Andrew Berry versus Kevin Stefanski thing. You get what I'm saying? It's a little deeper. I want to make sure we all understand. There is, and remember we watched that video just a few days ago. Tony Rizzo, who I don't trust him. I still think Big Riz is a double agent. I don't know, but he reported, and I love this because it's like people don't point these things out. I told y'all Tony Rizzo leaked that Dylan Gabriel was going to come out first, but when Rex Ryan had his comments, they had no idea. They just assumed that maybe Rex Ryan knows. Why wouldn't they leak that? Because guess what they also leaked? And because the dots line up here. He was talking about, hey, there's apparently some internal strife between the whole Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders thing. And it links back to which quarterback wants who. And which, does Jimmy Haslam want him? Does Kevin Stefanski wants Dylan Gabriel? Andrew Berry wants Shedeur Sanders? And now there's an internal fight. And that makes sense because 2 different people wanted it. I'm just saying, man, they're not drafting him, or they're not trading him. They're not cutting him, not because he's bad, Shedeur haters. I'm sorry. It's because they actually want to develop him. I think they actually want him to be the guy, and they want to offload Deshaun Watson. Now, that'd be crazy. That'd be real crazy. But I'm going to end this video here because I was just reacting to some stuff. We talk about, like, hey, Shedeur Sanders was a first-round draft pick, XYZ. I don't even like saying it anymore because people look at me like I'm stupid, like we weren't there. So how about an old video about people speaking about, and Kay Adams is again. So Shedeur is a bum, right?
Him slipping past the Giants?
No, and so just to give you a little background of that. So my network, Lights Out Sports TV, we had rights to the East West Shrine Bowl practices. And so we live streamed the entire practice for 4 days. And when I tell you the first 2 or 3 days of those practices, I've never seen it like that. It's never been like that at the Shrine Bowl ever. Every NFL personnel, GM, you name it, was there. And I talked to Brian Daboll, and I also talked to the GM there. And I can tell you, between the Giants and the Titans, they would not leave Shedeur alone, to the point where I was almost tripping over their digital people with cameras because they were in our way. They were just trying to get as close as they were to Shedeur. So I knew that they were very high on Shedeur. So I don't know what happened from the East West Shrine Bowl into the draft, but whatever had happened caused everybody to slip or look past or.
So, and I just wanted to point that out because, again, I don't, we're not going to revision history of this. We're not gonna act like it wasn't what it was. I saw Shedeur dapping up Brian Daboll at the East West Shrine Bowl. Some of y'all don't watch a lot of football. I'm a degenerate. I watch a lot of football. I watch off-season stuff. I watch it all. It's here on my channel, right? So don't get it twisted. It is what it is. How about when the people who are actually successful, when they ask the right questions, I think we should listen. But you let me know how you feel down below in the comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like football content. If you're in the live stream, stay here. We got more to yap about. But if you're watching this, hey, you have a beautiful day. Peace. All right. So watch party poll. Watch party poll. Must be the money. Ola says, I guess y'all want to do NFL watch party, huh? How many of y'all voted? 84 votes. Okay. So we are an NFL channel now, I guess. Nothing wrong with that at all. Well, we will be doing that. Let me read some of the comments for a second, and then we're going to get into the second part of this video, which is the media's reaction to all this little situationship. And this is going to be more of a just a straight up like reaction type beat, like classic old school. We just out here reacting, cuzzy. Must be the money. But let me talk to the chat for a second. Real Bro says the only reason Cleveland clowns after Shedeur was to perform a humiliation ritual on him. Owners and GMs didn't want him, and the coach won't play him. So why continue this? Hey, apparently the leaks say the GM is the one who wanted him the most. So I mean, I don't know. Relly Rail says Stefanski wanted a boring quarterback. The Browns wanted a franchise quarterback. Now, that's one way to put it, but it's kind of true because, you know, the way that we've talked, it's funny because a lot of these media members, they didn't actually look at the football. I made a video about Dillon Gabriel and his offensive coordinator in college, Will Stein, and how his offensive scheme relates well to Kevin Stefanski's offensive scheme. So I want it to be honest, like for all the Shedeur haters who are going to be like, oh my God, Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur. No, actually, Dillon Gabriel has just been running a variation of Kevin Stefanski's offense since he's been in the 6 years of college. Like that, he's already been in the offense. He doesn't have to learn as much as any other rookie because the schemes are similar, right? So it gets down to a football standpoint. It made sense. He wanted that type of, hey, get it to your guys, dink dunk, and open it up with deep play action passes. That's what Kevin Stefanski wants to do. There's nothing wrong with that. If people see Shedeur play, they will compare him to Gabriel's play. He's not ready is an excuse used to cover Stefanski ignoring Shedeur. That's what Lady PC says. Exposing the truth says his career is dying in the NFL. I don't think his career is dying. I think he's got a long way. Look. He's got a long way to go. All right. I don't think this is going to sum it up. I don't think, starting as a rookie is as important as I think a lot of people make it out to be. Hey, let him take his time. Let him have some fresh legs. Dang, man. Come on. Let him have some fresh legs and then kind of take advantage of that. I'm not mad at that. Every team skipped over him for 4 rounds. They're not trying to develop him. I mean, that's possible. CJ says Shedeur is a rookie. No need to rush him out on the field. And I definitely believe that. Shout out to you, CJ. Expose the truth. He not even getting team reps in practice. Well, he's not getting first team reps because he's the third string quarterback. That's how it works. Ola says Deshaun needs to worry about this court case. Oh, man. Deshaun. Terrence Jones Jr. says, I'm not really into Shedeur playing this year. I agree. Especially because the Browns are, like, I don't say the Browns are bad just to say the Browns are bad. I say that, and I don't want Shedeur to become like a scapegoat for the Browns being bad. Because I bet you Dillon Gabriel going to become a quick scapegoat. Let them be ass. Enjoy it. Joshua Richardson says the NFL tried to punish Deion, but it backfired in their face. Now, we are going to have a video about Deion because I think this is a lot more linked to Deion than people want to admit. Aaron Sir says, your last watch party was the better ones that I attended. I appreciate that. I'm going to have to turn up on the watch party. Now that okay, so here's the question. New poll. While I'm going to keep reading the chat for a little bit. New poll, and this poll is going to be, what's it called? So we're going to do an NFL game for the next watch party. Now, here's the next question, because you got Jimmy Horn Jr., right? We can always watch a Jag game for Travis, or we can just watch a good matchup wherever y'all want. But the real question is, do we do red zone, or do we pick one game? Like, do we do like a red zone, like at 1 o'clock, we just out here, we yapping to you, or should we do something a little different? What's going on, Will Smith? Productions says, I really think Dylan is Kevin Boy, but they know Dylan is not ready. Why did Kevin still want to start a Flacco to keep hiding Dylan? Now, Will Smith Productions, a publisher, makes a really good point. Kevin Stefanski, and it's just like the Jackson Dart thing. And this is what I want, and this might get too football-y, and I don't mean to be, again, some people are at different levels of football, but the reason why Jackson Dart did good, and this is no fault to Jackson Dart, I actually think he handled it and he executed at a very high level. As much as people like, don't make these other people enemies of Shedeur. They're not enemies of Shedeur. They're just different people with their own set of circumstances, right? So for Jackson Dart's circumstances, right, he's got legs. You know, he's a tougher guy, right? If you watch the game and what the Brian Daboll like schemed up, it was, hey, how do we turn this into an Ole Miss offense? Let's go tempo. Let's go read option. Let's do RPOs. That's not a regular NFL offense, and it's not a sustainable NFL offense because 2012, San Francisco showed us that, right? Russell Wilson in his early days running read option, it showed us that that's not sustainable. But that's not the point. The point is having a head coach like a guy and really be behind a guy. What it does is it does what a coach is supposed to do. Coaches are supposed to bend their offense to best suit their players. Like that's what you hear me. I often reference, like, how is a head coach going to equip your young quarterback to handle third downs? How is your offensive coordinator or coach or quarterback coach or head coach, how are they going to equip him for handling pressure and give him answers to some tough things? Brian Daboll did that flawlessly. Hey, let's let him run. Let's give him some lanes. Let's give him a read option. Let's let him hand the ball off to Cam Scatterbu a lot. And I think what you're going to see with Kevin Stefanski is that you're going to see the offense that he wanted to run the whole time. Just like with Brian Daboll and Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson ran like a quarterback draw on 3rd and goal. Like that's a Jackson Dart play. So I think you might even see the offense look better. And again, that's not because I think Shedeur is bad. It's about matching. It's about matching the styles. And Kevin Stefanski loves him some Dylan Gabriel so much that he reached 1 to 2 rounds above where he was mocked, right? Where we got to talk about he's a 5'10" quarterback. And I don't say that to shit on Dylan Gabriel. People kept talking about how Shedeur's slow. Okay, cool. He has a weak arm. All right. Well, Dylan Gabriel's weakness is his measurables, and it's clear. He even has small hands. And I say that to say that's how much Kevin Stefanski wants him and believes in him and thinks that he can run the offense in the exact way. But all that being said, let's get to this next part. So this next next little situation, we're going to just watch the media reaction, right? The media had a field day with Shedeur Sanders saying nothing at all. So we're going to listen to a few people. You got Louis Riddick with some comments. You got Cam Newton, who surprisingly, because if y'all know Cam Newton, Shedeur's history, surprisingly has been on Shedeur's side. We're going to hear Stephen A. Smith. We're going to hear Ryan Clark. We're just going to listen to it, give our take, and go from there. So let's go with Cam Newton on first take. I think we're going to go Stephen A. Smith after this.
You're entitled to be whoever you want to be. But just remember this. And this also goes to Coach Prime. Everything that we have seen in the last 3 weeks is some of the reason why teams did not want Shedeur Sanders on their team. Has nothing to do with skill. It has nothing to do with talent. And I think from the optics from fans, people are fans of Shedeur, and they want to see him succeed so much, even for our culture. I want Shedeur to succeed. But when you have a media frenzy and a media circus covering a third-string quarterback, that's what teams did not want. We didn't want the attention.
So, and I'm streaming this, and this is might be a separate video. It's interesting that he says that because I have been the one that continually says, why do we blame Shedeur for something that the media is doing? We're saying the media is focused. The media is putting phones in mics in front of a third-string quarterback. The media is concerned with these things. The media is concerned with clicks. And we put that on Shedeur Sanders somehow. We say Shedeur Sanders is enabling. The last 3 weeks, they tried to make him consoling Schmitty kicker, right? Remember that? Remember when people tried to say, "Oh, well, his glasses on the sideline, and he's talking to kickers." Y'all remember that? Y'all remember after the kicker whose job is to kick field goals couldn't kick a field goal, multiple field goals, and they tried to make a Shedeur problem? Or how about when y'all leaked something about him that you've been holding on to for about 6 months that you could have released any other time, Adam Schefter, right? So when you say that for the last 3 weeks, these are the reasons why teams didn't want him, I think it's pretty clear to see Shedeur didn't do that. Shedeur didn't leak those things. Those were private business decisions that he made. No, why y'all leaking this? Because everybody would, and I hate when people do this. Well, if it was a regular job, first off, it's not a regular job, and second off, how many times in your regular job when you doing your negotiations does a dude with 11 million followers on Twitter leak it? Yeah, man, that motherfucker tried to ask for 80,000 instead of 60,000, and I don't know, he just a bum. And then he tried to say he got a gymnast certification, and then he said he had a black belt in jiu-jitsu. We don't, man. This is an insurance firm. You ain't getting no, like, come on now. What if that happened? What if the Adam Schefter of the insurance firm leaked your private communications with your boss trying to get your see how that don't make no sense? See how that's stupid? So stop with the it's a job interview. No, it's not. It's not a job interview. You're auditioning to get paid $1 million to play a child's game. And I think a lot of people just take it too seriously. Now, does that mean Shedeur is going to do well in this version of the NFL? No. They're not going to like it. I told y'all they wasn't going to like Shedeur. But they don't not like Shedeur because he's this awful, terrible person. Because, again, when he gets back to the communities, y'all don't say nothing. When he shows up to local Cleveland high schools, y'all don't say nothing. When he's reported and Kevin Stefanski says that, hey, he's actually been leading the young players in extra red zone, y'all don't say nothing. When in the whole preseason, when he was staying after 20 minutes, he was working so hard, he had arm soreness. Y'all remember when Tony Grossi said he was doing too much? So which one is it? He's doing too much to get pulled out for arm soreness, but he's also so lazy that he can't. Like, can we keep it, guys? We can get our Shedeur hate off. Let's just keep the lies consistent. That's all I'm asking you from the resident Shedeur Glazer. Go ahead, Cam. What else you got to say, Cam?
To be on you more so than actually the team. We've went a whole week with news happening where we're not even talking about Dylan Gabriel. What does Dylan Gabriel have to think? We're not talking about Joe Flacco. How does Joe Flacco feel about him not even
Joe Flacco
getting
doesn't
benched?
have a soul anymore.
We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. And like I will say it again, Shedeur, you could do whatever you want to do, bro. But what I'm telling you is what you have fueled is not necessarily playing it by the book. And if you understand that, then I'm good with it. And that's all I had to say.
Yeah, and they're definitely not playing by the book. I want to hear what Stephen A. Smith has to say about it. Okay.
Action.
I'm not going to overreact to it. I'm
not
just
going to
say
overreact to it.
He has to know that other people are going to look at him and consider that immature.
Yeah.
I don't consider him immature.
That's fair.
I think
That's
that
fair.
he can play. I think that he's a leader. I think that a lot is prejudged when it comes to him. I think it's unfair. I can't wait to see him get his chance on the football field or whatever.
Yes,
I just think that at times I wish people see ahead of time how they're going to judge you and how you should be. They shouldn't judge him. It's no big deal because every word he says, we micromanage, we dissect, and folks judge him accordingly. And I think that was his way of saying, you know what? If you don't hear anything that I have to say, okay, that's cool.
How can you?
It's not a big deal. But folks are going to make it out to a big deal. I assure you there's going to be some people out there, pointing and using that to say there was immaturity there.
Yes.
I don't believe him to be that kind of a person, an immature person. I think he's a young man. I think he's highly intelligent. I think he's composed. I think he's been exposed to a lot more than a typical fifth-round pick would have been exposed to. Obviously, we know who his daddy is, arguably the greatest athlete who ever lived. Yeah. And those things, and they get judged harshly. All I would say to both, I wouldn't need to say this to Primetime, but I would still say it to him and his son.
Don't care, dog.
That attachment, the bottom line is people are going to be ultra critical. Just be mindful of it.
Yeah. Stephen A. Smith, I mean, he's one of the originators of the overreaction yelling sports content. So the fact that he gave a bit of a mild take, I think is interesting. And God, how many alarms he got? So I think it's interesting to see that he went with that take, because so many people, all the internet people were saying how terrible this was. It was a bad look. Dan Orlovsky, do I have it? Where is it? Ryan Clark believes Shedeur Sanders is the most unique situation, but Dan Orlovsky said it was immature. Hold up, let me find it. No, Dano. Let me get Dano, because he like to I'm pausing the video. I'm pausing the recording. Where is Dan Orlovsky? Somebody find it. I think somebody in my Twitter chat actually sent it to me. Hold up now. We not gonna play no games. Where is it? I need the Shedeur. I need the Orlovsky. Orlovsky said, he said something crazy, man. So does the fifth round career backup make his comments about Shedeur more valid? I want to see why Shedeur's interview. All right, I think we're just gonna pull this up. Wait.
I actually don't think there is a time and place to act like.
Here we go. Here, this is Dan Orlovsky. This is we got coming live to you on the off screen. Dan Orlovsky on how he felt about the situation.
So, what was your reaction to what we saw yesterday?
I actually don't think there is a time and place to act like that as a quarterback. I think everything that you do when you're a quarterback, I don't care if you're first, second, or third, is a job interview. In that league, every single thing you do. And my question to Shedeur would be: are you helping yourself in your own building? Did that 30 or 40 seconds help you in your own building when it comes to what they think you can be in the future? And then did you help yourself outside of your own building? There's 64 jobs, essentially, at that spot in the NFL. Did that 30 or 40 seconds help you at all when it comes to your future there or your future elsewhere? And when you're a later round draft pick, every single thing you do has to be from the lens of, how do I make myself more appealing to the people in this building that say, give that guy a chance? Or more appealing to it. Do you think an owner or a general manager or a president or somebody making decisions is watching that going, I want that guy leading my franchise?
Yeah. And I'll put this picture in the back for no reason. So I do want to say this, and we talked about this in the last stream. Is it okay to think what Shedeur Sanders did was not the best, not the best? Sure, like I you can have that opinion, right? And I think you're just in that opinion. However, like we also have to acknowledge the full context of all situations. We have to acknowledge how many, forget third string, how many starting quarterbacks has Rex Ryan yelled at this year? Don't worry, I'll wait. I think it's like Russell Wilson. I think it's that's it. I think it's Shedeur Sanders and Russell Wilson are like the only quarterbacks for some reason that Rex Ryan has yelled about. So it's kind of confusing, because for as much as everybody wants to, he's a backup, just give him a chance. Is it hurting him in the locker room? Well, he was always a locker room favorite. Nothing from the locker room has been negative. In fact, the last we heard from Dan Orlovsky, from Kevin Stefanski, is that Shedeur Sanders was leading post-practice, and I have the article right here, right? Shedeur Sanders was leading post-practice red zone sessions for the young guys. So it seems that the people in the building, Dan Orlovsky, right? And again, this is for no reason. I get white and green. They look the same. I get it. This picture is on the background for no particular reason. However, whenever the people who, have full context on things, when they say it, or the people in the locker room say it, or Kevin Stefanski, who apparently doesn't even want Shedeur, when they speak about him, it's, hey, he's actually putting in the work. He's actually doing what he needs to do. And I see other people like Bruce Arians and these other people who are asking, hey, why doesn't the Cleveland media, the head of media, or maybe the owner, or maybe the president, because Dan Orlovsky eloquently put out, okay, what does the owner think? What does the GM think? Well, why hasn't the owner and GM stopped the third string quarterback from getting media coverage? Y'all ever think about that? Y'all ever thought about the fact that they can require the media members to not talk to their third string quarterback? But no, y'all want to be facetious. Y'all want to give a third string quarterback the coverage of a starter and then get upset that now that y'all micromanage that he playing with y'all. That he ain't just joking with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you feel me? But anyway, shout out to you. What about Adam Schefter? Now, Adam Schefter is backpedaling. If you remember, Adam Schefter originally tweeted out the mime thing, and he said, "Oh, it's because the Dylan Gabriel tweet XYZ." And I have it. Do I have it? I think I have it down here somewhere. Yeah, I got it right here, Adam Schefter. After the Browns named Dylan Gabriel as their new starting, I got the receipts, Adam Schefter. He still hasn't edited this tweet. So Adam Schefter tweeted this out saying that he did this for Dylan Gabriel and then wants to get on the media and say, what? Y'all real greasy over there. Y'all don't even keep it consistent. Go ahead, Adam Schefter.
With all due respect to the Sky High ratings on Monday,
Yeah.
a lot of people are probably unaware that Rex Ryan ripped him, and he's responding to Rex Ryan. So people see this clip and they say, what is this guy doing here, without realizing the actual context?
Adam Schefter, it's partially your fault. And this is what I mean. Look, I don't know about collusion with the Browns. I don't know about collusion with the NFL, even though people have been winning collusion lawsuits against the NFL. But hey, I don't know about any of that, but I will put my last 15 cents on the fact that the NFL and ESPN media, they know what they're doing. They think you're stupid. This man is named Adam Schefter. This tweet comes out, this video is from October 2nd, 2025. So tell me, Adam, after you said, hey, I just don't think people even know. I don't even think people know that this was about, he was actually responding to Rex Ryan. So Adam Schefter, does that say Adam Schefter? Senior ESPN NFL analyst? They think you're they really think you thought I wasn't gonna pull this up? Well, some people might get the idea that he's responding to Dylan Gabriel because Adam Schefter tweeted it like that. They think we're stupid. Yo, I'm catching these motherfuckers every time. They really live in a world. I think they don't think that Twitter, like, I could get a screenshot, dog. That's like the SpongeBob meme where Patrick's like, or SpongeBob's like, I'm looking for the dude, and it's like it's you did it. You was the one who did it, and then after the fact said, oh yeah, by the way, he was pantomiming because. Do y'all think? Yeah, they really think we stupid. He don't quote tweet it with this. He don't attach it to this. The media is real nasty, man. The media is real nasty. So and this is why I'm gonna end this video, because this video is already too long. My issue is, you want me to somehow believe that the same media that is lying and being disingenuous on camera, when I have proof of him doing the thing he's getting mad at people for doing, but you want me to think that, but Shedeur 100% is in the wrong. You want me to think that anonymous sources that no one has yet to confirm, you want me to believe that. You think I'm stupid, and I'm sorry that you think I'm dumb, but I see it. Y'all, they sloppy with the lies. Tony Grossi, we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there, Tony. Tony's a little older, so I get him being slower. It's good. But this is nasty. Now, can we end this? Shout out to Garrett Bush. Garrett Bush, yo, if you done listen to me yet, go watch G Bush, because he makes great content. Hey, if you want to collab, y'all let me know. That's my guy. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the, I don't know what he calls his people. If you're in the Bush League, I really don't know. The Big Bush, I don't know what they call y'all. But shout out to Garrett Bush for real. He makes great content. G Bush goes crazy. I want to listen to him. Let's end this on some insightful things, huh? How about it?
Certain aspects, but at some point in time, when Rex Ryan is coming back saying the same thing that had you slide in the draft to begin with, unnamed narratives, unnamed.
Yeah.
So when you say if I know it, everybody in the league knows it.
Yeah.
You're lying, Rex Ryan. The pictures are right there. When you this trope. And we'll finish on this. This trope that you're lazy and you don't want to do stuff has been a trope on quarterbacks of color for years.
That is correct, yes.
It has been. So when you start throwing out that you don't have the cognitive ability, you're not smart, and they juxtapose that with the guy who's saying you're a supercomputer. You're a supercomputer, but you're lazy and you don't want to put the work in. Then you have a problem because you're consistently attacking my character, even though you see me out at Baldwin Wallace throwing the football, even when you see me doing extra. His arm was so sore because he stayed after practice for weeks and weeks and weeks just throwing the football. But yet every time you want clicks, you want to throw the narrative that you're lazy and less than. I can understand when he wants to get a little angry and excitable because at some point in time, you got to stop sitting back taking the darts. Here's the thing I would say to him. Hey, what you do, your point was made. Here's now what you do. Tuck yourself away and get ready to play. Your point was made.
Yeah.
You don't have to go back and forth with Rex Ryan.
Right.
Does not need to go back. Hey, G Bush, yo, make sure y'all follow him. Watch him. Let him know we trying to collab. Because this, hey, he's saying the same thing that we on the same. I didn't even watch this video. I swear I didn't watch this video before. I was just like, I saw, hey, very insightful. And I already know how G Bush get down. I already knew it was going to be something. So we just went on it. But yeah, man, the media's having a great time, man. The media's having a field day. But nobody's amplifying things like, you know, him saying after or the fact that Bruce Arians is pointing out that the Cleveland media could just stop the media from talking to him. But, you know, that would require thinking. That would require, you know, actual thought. And if I could say, when I talk about thought, right, because this is what I mean by they think you're stupid, right? Everybody knows Lamar Jackson has officially been ruled out. And I'm gonna end this on here, right? And all week, people have been like, oh, well, see, Shedeur could have been starting. See, Shedeur could have been starting for the Ravens. And I already talked about the aspect of like, well, I guess he would start for a few days or a few weeks, right? That don't really do nothing for him, right? Oh, well, he gets to show off for other people. I mean, or he gets to get injured and, you know, drop his value and maybe put bad tape out there and drop his value and get out the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Shedeur haters and Shedeur fans have to they have to come to the consensus that the thing is, especially for the quarterback position, like he's not a running back, he's not a linebacker, he's not a flash in the pan like position. Quarterbacks play for a long time. Sam Darnold is still playing. Geno Smith was drafted when some of you motherfuckers was in middle school. These people have been in the league for a lot. Ryan Fitzpatrick was in the league for forever. So Marcus Mariota, not only is I don't think there's a rush, there's really not a rush on quarterbacks in the NFL. Like I really do feel like the time needs to be taken, and I think him being off the field is honestly probably a lot more positive than people really want to agree. I forgot. I was trying to close this out. Oh, the Ravens situation. But closing out the Ravens situation, close down the Eagles situation. Oh my God, he's injured. Yeah, that's not what Shedeur wants to do. If y'all watched and listened to what Shedeur's intentions were in the draft, he said, "Hey, I want to change a place. I want to take a place that's been historically bad, and I want to give them new life." The Baltimore Ravens don't fit that, right? The Eagles don't fit that after winning a Super Bowl. So is it crazy for me to listen to Shedeur and believe what he's saying? And maybe it didn't go his way. Maybe he couldn't beat out Dylan Gabriel. Maybe Kevin Stefanski likes him too much. He's too built for the offense. That's all good. He's still in a better situation here, resting, getting his legs underneath him, instead of getting thrown into a wolves with a Baltimore team that everybody wants to be like, oh, well, he could have played. And Baltimore don't have a defense this year, y'all. Oh, but again, they think you're stupid. You want me to think that him going and playing for right now, one of the worst Baltimore teams we've ever seen, that just lost. They've lost multiple people the season-ending injuries. They've lost people on the offense and defensive side. The defense is playing at the worst level possible. Worst in the running game. Derrick Henry is fumbling every other ball. But again, they don't want you to actually use context. They think you're stupid. They think you don't watch football. They think that this is the 3-1 Baltimore Ravens. They think Kyle Hamilton and what's his name and Nate Wiggins are over there locking shit down. It's not. Marlon Humphreys has a towel over his head. What are we talking about? Oh well, Shedeur could have got an opportunity to be ass with a bad Baltimore team. Do y'all watch football or not? Y'all either don't watch football or y'all think we're that stupid. Anyway, have a phenomenal rest of your day, man. And we're gonna be watching that Ravens game, man. We see you next time. Peace. I don't understand that. All right, I think we've done enough Shedeur for the day. We do have a few more videos though to get into. This one's a little more evergreen. I would like to check in with Jimmy Horn as well, but we already did a Jimmy Horn video. I do want to do I want to kind of react to some shorts because I don't really feel like doing. I was gonna do NFL versus Deion Sanders, but I feel like we've done enough. It'd basically be another Shedeur video, and I don't want to bang y'all over the head with too much Shedeur content. Even though I know y'all love Shedeur content, but we're an hour in. I think we should switch topics. So we're gonna go hit some TikToks, and then after that, I'm gonna end it with the breast cancer awareness pink video. But first, I'm gonna read the chat. 1 second, I gotta fix this. Wait, the Ravens don't have a wait. I thought the Ravens had a win. The Ravens not have a win? No way the Ravens don't have a win. I'm really mad at that Ravens stuff. Like everybody wants to think that. Hold up. If the Ravens the Ravens have a win. The Ravens have a win. The Ravens have one win. Yeah, they're 1-3. Now, what I'm about to show you though, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna go Ravens injuries. Watch this. Let me show you something that's fucking scary, dog. Oh my. Wait. Let me make sure. I want to get the official one. Here we go. All right, so here is the official injury chart for the Ravens. So let's just start with offense. I don't even forget defense. I just only want to look at offensive players since everybody wants what's it called? Everybody wants to talk about, you know, what's it called? Shedeur. Hey, he's gonna start. He would have been started. So this is October 5th. So this is, you know, Wednesday. This is just the injury report, right? And I don't think this is the official one. This is Thursday coming into Friday, right? I'm gonna get you another one. I want the official whistle one. Here it is. Okay, cool. So, game status out. Okay, so let's start with the defense. Defense out, inside linebacker, fullback. That's an offensive player out. There goes one. I think this is offensive tackle. Emory Jones, shoulder limited, full Friday out. Damn. Okay, tackle. That's an offensive lineman. So that's two players out. They don't have game status, so we're not going to talk about it. So those are the only ones out, and then Devontae Wilson's questionable. So you got another tackle questionable. Who is this? This is What the fuck happened to him? Is he all right? All right. That ain't good. And then obviously quarterback, he don't count. I'm not going to count quarterback. But you have 4 offensive players that are either out or questionable on the offensive side, and that is, in a perfect world, for people who don't watch football, that would be enough. But if you watch football, you know that the quarterback and offense's best friend is often the defense. So let's see what his defense has. So you're missing a cornerback. You're missing another starting. Your starting nickel. Now he's been more of a podcaster, but that's your nickel back out. Obviously, starting quarterback doesn't count. What's it called? You lost for the rest of the season a starting nose tackle. What's it called? Inside linebacker. Even though Roquan Smith has been playing some bad football, so you know it is what it is. And then of course Nate Wiggins, who you don't know. You got outside linebackers Colin Van Noy. You don't know, right? They don't even have a game stat. Does that mean they're playing? Does that mean they're playing? What does this mean? What is? It's like stars. Hold up. Injured reserve. These boys on IR. These boys. He's on IR. Yeah, he's done for the season. I know Travis Jones is done for the season. They got codes. Is Tyler Linderbaum out for the season too? Man, it's a lot of injuries, man. It's a lot of injuries over here. They're not having a good time over here, all right? That's my point. Oh no. What's it called? Don't pay attention to all that. Don't pay attention to all that. Tyler Shuck. Yeah, Tyler Shuck is too busy not starting. He's too busy doing that. Dang, everybody left when I. My goodness. Anyway, all right. So we're done speaking. We yapped enough about Shedeur. Let's yap about some other things. We're just gonna talk about some football stuff, and then after that, we're gonna get right into, like I said, the long form video that I'm kind of excited to do. So let's wrap this up. Megatron, man, let's hear it.
Let's say you're trying to build the best receiver of all time. You're probably going to go with Larry Fitzgerald's hands, Ocho Cinco's route running, Calvin Johnson's contested catches. But if you want all that and more in one guy, you're going to go with 2013 Josh Gordon from weeks 11 to 14, the greatest 4-game stretch that any player has had in NFL history. Gotcha. 774 yards and 5 touchdowns over the course of a season will get you a job as a number 2 receiver in the league. Josh Gordon did that in 4 games. He did all this
and went 0-4. God, the Browns, man.
With 2 quarterbacks throwing him the ball. Jason Campbell and this legend right here, Brandon Weeden, the oldest first-round.
That boy was throwing. That is a sausage roll, boy.
Weeden,
that
the
is
old
a
Jason
sausage
Campbell
roll.
And
what
this
the? Hey. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Carson Wentz experience. But shout out to the Browns because they are the originator of quarterbacks just not giving up. Like, what? Who? How many times you practice that shot? How many times you practice the underhand? That boy flicked that thing at you, boy. Okay.
Here, Brandon Weeden, the oldest first-round draft pick in NFL history at 28 years old. Gordon really did bring everything to the table, just effortlessly making dudes look dumb in coverage. Doesn't even look like this hit over the middle affected him in the slightest.
Because he was high as hell, boy. He was on that 2013 Reggie. I don't know what they had back there, but hey. It had Perk Rogers and high as hell. Hey, you know what
it
that
doesn't
boy
even look
do.
like he's trying that hard to win this jump ball.
He's
and
floating
24 from Pittsburgh just
doesn't
stand a chance. Have you ever seen more of a fuck it, my guy's down there somewhere pass? And of course it's caught on the sideline with a nice toe tap. At 6'3", 225, you didn't stand a snowball's chance in hell of beating him on a fade route if you're a defender. Just to again let you guys know what Josh Gordon was working with at quarterback, this is a wide open drag route thrown from a pretty clean pocket and thrown way the hell behind him, but Gordon just has some fun with it and still brings it down. Look at...
Hey, man, if there's anything that has not changed about the Browns and that stays the course of time through history is they do not know what they're doing at the quarterback position, man. They are infamous for ruining generational talents, right? And having awful patty cake players at quarterback. Good job to them. Shout out to the Browns, man. Shout out to the Browns. Chat, how do y'all feel about that one? Just like my Dolphins with our Ed Chain. Please don't. I wanted Ed Chain to be great, man. The AFC North this is what T-Face says, is up. God grabs at the Browns. Whoa. Doggy Bone with the $10. I appreciate that. Bro, check out 92.3 The Fan. Anthony Lima was live basically foaming at the mouth for the right to interview Shedeur because he is a gold mine media national. You and I'm happy, bro. I wasn't even going to talk about it. I was going to let him live, but let's talk about it because I have that clip. We'll add that to the shorts reactions, but I have that clip around here if I can find it. But I know exactly what you're talking. I have that clip right. If it's not, it's in my bookmark. So let me see if I can find it. We'll react to that. But yeah, so Lima, and you know what's crazy about that Lima dude is we watched another clip of him lying about Shedeur. I don't know if you remember, but we exposed him because he was just straight up lying about saying that some people were saying like some negative things about him, and he wasn't, and no negative things were even said. Like the person that he was referencing didn't even have anything negative to say. So let me see if I can find that real quick. But yeah, he openly talks about, yeah, man, if you're doing it right in the digital age, you're getting money. That's what you're doing from all this, right? He's a gold mine. So here's this. This is one of them. Put this up here. I thought I already had this, but it's all good. It's all good. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You know, get quotes for him trying to get him. Oh, no. That's not it either. That's not it either. This should be easy, but we'll put these together. Hold up. Wait a minute. You know they're gonna get quotes from him. Where is that video? Oh no! Don't tell me that video. They might have deleted that shit. Because why is it not here? Oh no, guys. Wait. I'm not blaming Shedeur. He's a good kid. He's a talent, but there's some development that needs to take place. No. I think the Browns with Shedeur. Zappy. Wait, where? Oh no, I think they delete. Yo, where is it? But I know that clip that you're talking about. If y'all can link it to me, if you have it, you can drop it. But I remember having that. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just need to find it. No, Shedeur, no. 92.3, and he's basically openly talking about how easy it is to make money off of Shedeur, and if you're doing it right now, you should be making money. Fit over the Shedeur interview went viral. I did see this one though.
Why are we still talking to the third string quarterback? Why is the media? Why are we doing this? Like, and there's a lot of reasons to people that the media gets blamed for things, and I think it's not exactly the case. And this one, you are 100% right to blame us. 100% right. Stop putting cameras and microphones in the face of the third string quarterback. He was never going to be the backup. Never. Anyone who pays any attention to this team, who knows how they think, who knows how they're operating, he was never going to be the backup. Stop talking to the third string quarterback. Stop. And if you're the Browns, stop letting him in the locker room during media availability.
That was my next point.
There are places all over that building to hide. It's 45 minutes. You tell him, go sit in the hot tub for 45 minutes.
Can I raise a slight objection? Give you a counterpoint?
Go ahead.
Jason Lloyd, if you are the editor-in-chief, I know you do have a nice little role over there at The Athletic, but if you're the editor-in-chief and you've got some young, intrepid Cub reporters who are asking you, what do I have to do today? You're not telling them to put a microphone?
I am not, no.
Did you see the numbers?
I know.
Spencer German, how many impressions?
I know.
On that yesterday, and he wasn't the only one. Everybody was paying attention. We looked up on the night show. On ESPN, Scott Van Pelt was showing the clip of Shedeur Sanders.
I don't care. Could we have a modicum of self-respect? Just a modicum. They are empty calories. It's all meaningless. No, I'm not.
They literally can't help themselves. I don't have the original clip, but you can see the intentions here. They really don't care. They don't care that they want to talk nasty and greasy and awful about these people. They don't care that they want to paint Shedeur in this narrative. He's playing the media game, and he's just going to continue playing it. You know, I'm not in the media. I'm not in the media. I cover these things. I cover things Shedeur does, but I do it exclusively positive. And what I get in return is a bunch of people who call me a glazer. And I'm okay with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with, oh my God, you like a football player. Like, it's all right. Like, it's going to be cool. So I get views from Shedeur, and I've been open to y'all about that. However, I get views from Shedeur by proving these dumbasses wrong, proving these people that clearly are only there to say stupid shit and take him out of context and not pay attention to the things in the offseason and all the things that he has really attained to, right? But y'all paying attention to this other stuff, man. It don't make no sense whatsoever, or whatsoever. I should say. But let me go back to reacting to these TikToks. Man. It's right here. No. Okay, I found it. It was on TikTok. Here's that comment.
Like, this is the problem with media today, and I'm saying that as someone who's worked in the media for 25 years. What are we doing?
What we're doing is if you're monetizing properly in the digital space, we are making money. That's what we're doing on the backs of Shedeur Sanders.
No, listen, I'm not. You mentioned Spencer. I really like Spencer. I'm not picking on him.
Hey. They telling you like it is, man. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be that hard to find not just the intentions of what's going on. I already showed you how sloppy Adam Schefter was. He went on live saying XYZ, but you tweeted a whole different thing. I showed you how lazy Tony Grossi and Rizzo is. I'm sorry, but we disproved his. Now you have Mr. Lima, right, who just the other day was saying lies about Shedeur, saying, people are leaking every single day that Shedeur's not he's not doing what he needs to do. And then when I went in there and I watched that video of Lima with the dude Daryl Ruter right across from him, all he said is that Shedeur's actually been putting in more work. But hey, if you're making money, right, it's easy just to lie. It's easy to be an AI account, right, and make up the lies and run with the prime equities and run with this and run with that. And Shedeur does that. No. It's hard to get the truth. But they don't want to do that because they just media people. And that's what they do. That's all that media people does. All right? That's just crazy. That shit's crazy, yo. Crazy, man. I don't like it, man. Does anyone challenge that radio station? Probably not. Cubio says, Jason Lloyd hating and saying things that the team can't do. G. Bush about to be on his ass tomorrow. Shout out to G. Bush, man. He's one of the best in the business. I really mean that. But I do have to start wrapping this up. But I'm gonna wrap it up with an evergreen video. We've been doing a lot of yelling this stream. Saba says great organization. That's my thing. Like, that's my final thing. For all the people who tried to defend the Browns and saying that they know what they're doing at quarterback, like I really implore y'all to use any other lie. Like, I guarantee you there's a better lie to use. The Browns have never been known as a good organization, specifically from the quarterback. I please just get another lie. If there was any team that we could look at and say they probably don't know what they're doing at quarterback, it happens to be the Browns. The proof's in the pudding, cuz. But let me do this. It's been a lot of yelling. I want to speak about something a little bit more positive. I don't know if you can see, man. I don't know if you can see this, man. But I want to close it out speaking about boobies, man. When I was a young lad, watching NFL football was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It was something that matriculated down into all the things that I did at Pee Wee. And one thing stuck in my head specifically, and that's when we got to the beautiful month of October that we just so happen to be in right now. And the NFL started adding a little bit of a pink twist, a little pink lemonade to all the beautiful football I had. And I have to tell you, as a dude that played football, tackle football in middle school, this was the coolest thing ever. Like, this was so fresh. Maybe it was just because I was a kid, but I only remember October being the coolest thing. Everybody wanted a pink towel. If you had pink gloves and your coach allowed you to wear them, you was going crazy. Pink sleeves to pink this to pink that. It was all about being a little extra swagged out in a different way because back in the day, tough guys wore pink. Now, I know some people were upset about it, and I know in this era of snowflakes, somebody will probably get a little bit too bent out of shape if NFL players were wearing pink. But I do think it's a good time to forget all the politics about it. Just speak to the freshness of it. Can we speak to how fresh it was? Because look, man, I don't care who you was. There was a flavor for everybody. I'm talking about the gloves, the cleats, you know what I'm saying? Everything was pinked out. They had pink flags. They was throwing pink flags. Now that was a little confusing. I will say that was a little confusing at the time. But I'm not the only one that thought this was fresh. Talk about it, man.
Somebody tweeted the NFL got to get back to wearing pink during the October games. That's a core memory of 2010 football. Only people that watched football during this time will only understand, bro. Like, bruh, playing football in October used to mean something. I don't know why they stopped this, bro, because, like, bro, even if it didn't match their jerseys, it was still clean. Like, wearing the pink was so dope, bro. And, like, times was just better back then when they did this. Like, I just think it's funny how the NFL just all of a sudden stopped caring about breast cancer. Like, I don't know what happened, bro, but they gotta bring this back. Only the people that was there will only understand.
Like, this isn't really about the color pink. This is about the nostalgia of this era of football. And I'm so happy that the last picture was Cam Newton, because, Cam Newton he's been getting a lot more disrespect these days. I don't know if you kids understand what Cam Newton does and did for the people, but the same era of wearing pink in October and that being cool was the same era of the Cam Newton high as hell cleats, boy, and the Superman wearing on the shirt and on the Under Armour. That's when Under Armour started becoming positive. Like, so I do want to point out, before you say, oh man, you fruity because you like pink, you fruity because you want to rock the pink. Hey man, get your jokes off. Because I watched some real life football. I was watching men wear pink and decapitating people. I was watching men wear pink while making 15 other DeMar Hamlins out there. They didn't use to stop the game back there. They would just roll you over like Ali on Last Chance U. It would roll your ass out. Man, it's a different era of football. So yeah, they wore pink, but also there was 17 different undisclosed concussions. Anyway, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see this, to see that era, except those awful Jags uniforms. So he talked about something. He said, well, what happened, right? NFL stopped doing this. Then what happened next? So first things first, throwback video, because I think this is just dope to see, like, of the time. This is when it was announced back in the day. Oh my God, what is going on there? Hold up. Y'all seen that? They had the, oh my God, what was that? But go
on
ahead.
CBS last night, you probably noticed the stadium all decked out in pink.
Nice.
It's for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and players on all of the NFL teams are wearing pink in October, including the Bengals. You can even shop for pink products on the NFL website, and all of the proceeds go to the American Cancer Society.
So obviously, it was all for a positive. Is that Jay Fleazy? Y'all know what Jay Fleazy does. So all for a positive thing. But obviously a few people were a little bit upset about it. And it says, is anyone else? This was back in 2012. Like, I went to the archives to find this one. This dude says, I understand the whole cure thing, but this pink month is getting ridiculous. I have my own issues with Komen Foundation, but seriously, if they just painted a pink ribbon on the field as a reminder and channeled the millions of dollars spent on pink shoes, wristbands, gloves, towels, and sidelines, referee hats, okay, blah, 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 and cancer research instead, how much closer would they be to the cure? I am personally sick of the whole awareness shtick, whether it's boobs or insert cause here. This was so, a lot of people were very upset about pink because, it gets people a little bit riled up, and a lot of people don't like boobs. So if you don't like boobs and you don't like pink, let me know down below in the comments. Do you hate boobs? Let me know. I mean, I know boobs can be a little triggering to some people. Just let me know if you hate them. If you hate them, hey, that's you. Live your life. Now, me, on the other hand, Anyway, so let's figure out. I'm a titty man. We see a last of the NFL's pinks October. So why did they go away? This is from October 28th, 2021. So pink will no longer be the dominant color in NFL stadiums in October. For 8 seasons, the league has partnered with the American Cancer Society to raise awareness of breast cancer while promoting the screening and education. Part of the fundraising involved in the initiative had including auctioning off pink items worn by players, coaches, and officials during games, towels, wristbands, shoes, and the like. But starting in 2017, the MMQB reported Tuesday the NFL will drop its exclusive focus on breast cancer and allow teams to spotlight other forms of detectable, screenable cancer over 3 weeks in October. The switch stemmed apart from an interaction between Commissioner Roger Goodell and defensive lineman Devin Steele. Now with the Texans, Steele's daughter Leah was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, oh my lord, 2 years ago, and her fight has drawn extensive media attention. Goodell offered, I remember this. I don't remember this word, probably because I couldn't pronounce it at the time. Goodell offered still his support early in the process, and the player responded by suggesting that the league open up the annual October's breast cancer campaign to combating other forms of the illness. So teams representatives were informed last week that the change would be made for the 2017 season. According to the report, teams will even be able to highlight more than one type of cancer per season. It lets me know that he's listening. Still told MMQB, for a long time we have been supporting causes close to the heads of the NFL. To find that they are really following through with this, it makes me feel like the players are gaining a voice. So that's a beautiful thing. So the new thing, obviously with the NFL moving on from pink in October, and this one goes in a little more depth, is obviously going to be the cure, or is it called Cure? I forgot what it's called. The name. I think I already read it, but they have it's like a multicolored now. It's like pink, purple, all types of different colors with lines in it, and they do different things. So another article here, speaking about the ending of it. So since 2009, the league was focused on a month-long charitable. Kind of read that. It lets me know he's still listening. Okay, we still read that initiative. Okay, here it is. There it is. This is the new one. So the initiative will still be called A Crucial Catch, but teams now have a say in the cause they'll be championing. For about 18% of their schedule, they can still choose breast cancer or another detectable, screenable cancer, such as prostate, colorectal cancer, or one of which a player or coach has personal tie. Teams can also support more than one cancer cause per season. The campaign will still focus on preventing detecting cancers. The info says it has raised close to $15 million for ACS during that 8-year span through the sales of pink merchandise, auction of game-worn equipment, and contributions from corporate partnerships such as Deion and Ticketmaster. Wow. Each of the past 2 years, grants of $50,000 have been awarded to underserved communities with 100 miles of all 32 cities as a part of an ACS program that helps federally qualified health centers provide education, outreach, low or no cost screening to high need areas. This model for screening and prevention will now be applied. Will now be applied to the cancer types teams select in 2017 and beyond. The ACS is also using funds from the NFL to launch a free digital tool that will allow people to enter basic info such as age and family history to see which screening they need and help schedule them with local doctors. Now, I think the biggest drawback, if you do say there any drawback, is the idea that, kind of like with a lot of different what do you call it, charities, is like how much money is actually going to the charity, like how much money is effectively going towards the cause that I believe in. So I think that it's fair to at least look into kind of what that meant, and let's see how much percentage that they were doing. Oh, who made this text? I can't even read this. We're gonna have to go to the actual website. You see, it's a black on gray text. Who designed this, yo? If I could, good sir, just if I could, good sir, how do I find? Okay, this is making me mad. Can I open this, please? Okay. Hold up. Let me find this. Hold up. Here it is. All right, apologize for that. Here's why the NFL's annual pink campaign does almost nothing to fight breast cancer. This was October 8th, 2015. So this is still during the time of, people being pinked out. So the Houston Texans responded with a statement to the story that included below. The article also contains more links to the issues with screenings for mammograms. So we're here to remind you that the NFL's support for fighting breast cancer at best amounts to a misguided effort. At worst, it could be considered a straight-up scam. The money raised by the league does not reach the places that need it most. Advocacy group Breast Cancer Action has been fighting for more than a decade against pink. Wow, through its Think Before You Pink campaign. Wait, what? Whoa. So when I was putting on pink for my love of titties and football, you trying to tell me that they were actively fighting against it? Wait a minute. Think Before You Pink launched in 2002 in response to the growing concern about the number of pink ribbon products on the market. The groundbreaking campaign calls for more transparency and accountability by companies that take part in breast cancer fundraising and encourages consumers to ask critical questions about pink ribbon promotion. Think Before You Pink. So, wow, they've literally since 2002 been pointing out, because I remember, because again, I grew up in 2000s, so in the 2010s, so like the I Love Boobies, I Love Titty shirts, like those were cool. We used to wear those to school, like, you know what I'm saying, because it was a breast cancer shirt. So I can kind of see how that gets a little nasty, it gets a little greasy. So that's interesting. They call what goes on each October pink washing. Okay, we've got too many names. We got too many names for things. That's when a company or organization claims to care about breast cancer by promoting a pink product and raising money for cancer charities. See some of the most ridiculous items that turn pink in October in the above gallery. But the same company sells products that are carcinogenous or cause other health problems. These pink washing deals are just exchanges for public goodwill, wrote Karuga Jager, head of the Think Before You Pink, in an op-ed last year. Okay, recent examples include Season G. Coleman teaming up with the Oilified Services Corporation's Baker Hughes, or fried chicken purveyors KFC, or makeup companies that sell products that contain carcinogens. The NFL has its own perilous health issues that the league has attempted to cover up, and in fact, they toned down all the pink last year in what appeared to be an effort to avoid looking too hypocritical after the league bungled the several domestic violence cases involving players. And I do want to end this here with my own criticism. As much as I love this and I love the cause, I love shouting out, breast cancer. I love giving back to women. I love just giving back to anybody that's not in need and using the NFL's vast resources. But if there's anything that I've done is I talk about Shedeur Sanders a lot. And one of the things that makes me so upset and why I talk about Shedeur Sanders is the fact that he represents what should be tolerable in the NFL. A guy who's a little silly, who doesn't talk to media, who jokes in memes or mimes and smiles at the camera. That is who's being paraded around. That's who the ESPN media, NFL media, everybody is yelling about right now. Fox News, but when Ray Rice decks somebody, they try to sweep it on the rug. When Kareem Hunt drop kicks a woman, they sweep it on the run. When second round pick number 45 on the Ravens, former Marshall defensive end, I forgot his name. Then that's even crazy because I did a video about him. Mike Green, that's what his name. His name's Mike Green. When he has multiple SA, and look, he's been found, unconclusive or whatever. But if you have multiple sexual assaults, I'm going to say that sexual things from high school and in college, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Not only is he bad off the field, but now he's bad on the field. That might be just karma, Ravens. I don't know. But it is real nasty to me how we treat women, specifically in the NFL, but people want to run around and put it on the pink stuff. So as I got older, I do see the hypocrisy there. I do see the fact that Quentin Judkins, right, in his situation, we kind of just dropped that and just kind of swept that under the rug. Oh, it was cool. She was just lying. Now, I think she wasn't lying because she was kind of tripping in that. But still, I see the way people treat domestic violence in the NFL, and it's just like, I don't want to talk about it. It's legal. But God forbid somebody says an interview question the way you don't like it. But hey, still a good time to just go down a little nostalgia, man. Bring the pink back for no reason, huh? Just do it. You let me know how you feel about it. Do you miss this? Were you a pink guy? Were you a pink goblin? Like the video if you like it. Just like if you don't, subscribe if you like football content. If you want to see more content like this, that's just kind of not really about even a player, but just general NFL stuff. Let me know down below. We'll see you next time. Peace. All right, I'm gonna read the chat and then I'm gonna get out of here. It's time for me to wrap this up. Chat, what you saying, man? Chat, what you saying, man? Let me read you a little bit. Yes, an alpha woman. Oh, alpha woman. What? The crucial catch stuff is cool too. Nisa, I do like the crucial catch stuff. Nisa says she loved it and she bought all the pink stuff. And they hate him. The people do hate him. It's really weird. Michael Thomas says, make it purple now. I'm not mad at some purple. David Johnson said, bro, it was amazing. October was different. And that's another thing. Again, it's not really about the pink. It's just about like, that was one of the signs of fall, right? Oh, like, and it was like a sign that the NFL season, like you're in the NFL season. Like, oh, we're in week 5 to 8. Like we're really doing it. Like we're in the season. So it's like the leaves are falling. It's nice and cold outside. NFL's wearing pink. Like it was like, okay, I know this feeling. It was that, man. Miss Texas Cannon says it's night view. Yeah, I don't know. I think I messed it up. Prediction for Gabriel Sunday. I think that Kevin Stefanski is going to protect him a lot. I think it's going to be you're going to see a lot of handoffs. I think Dylan Sampson and Quinshon Judkins are going to get 15 carries each at least. But I think Gabriel's going to be solid. I don't think they're going to ask him to do a lot, which they shouldn't as a rookie quarterback. And I think what he's tasked to do, I think he's going to do decent. Keep him out of harm's way. The defense is what needs to show up, and the running game is what needs to show up, right? And if Kevin Stefanski is smart, he would make sure that those are the that's what's the focus and not the rookie quarterback to not, hopefully expose them. Because at the end of the day, even if he loves Dylan Gabriel, if you're a Dylan Gabriel guy, I think Dylan Gabriel is going to be a good football player. He's a rookie going against Brian Flores. Go look up Brian Flores' record against rookie quarterbacks. It doesn't fare well for Dylan Gabriel. So that's just kind of something to be out there. Bro, it was amazing. Amber says they being weird now. Bring back the pink only. Interesting. Ola says that part. Michael Thomas says, gotta see the 10K report. Miss Texas kind of says it's night view. Phyllis Fox says, amen, sweetie. Ola says, every Jerry Jones, even Jerry Jones caught a case. Ola says, I don't see Deshaun Watson giving back. That's the real one right there. T-Face said, did anyone see the updates on the lawsuit of the LSU wide receiver Kyron Lacy? Said, yeah, after he passed, I kind of took a step away from it. Mac Tom says, if DG plays like hot garbage, watch they come out with Shedeur breaking news from Adam Schefter. I told y'all whenever the Ravens thing happened, it's like, why y'all holding on to that? And then they got stomped out by the Ravens, and now the Ravens are awful. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Amber says, I can't take any more Shedeur breaking news. Swear I'm a scream. Hey, I believe you. Phyllis Fox says, also check into Mary Kay's last interview with GD trying to cause issues. Oh yeah, I got that right here. I didn't feel like doing it because I just like, he don't even look like.
And we can only control what we can control, but yeah, I don't want to speak for anyone in particular, and
Yeah, so like he don't even want to answer these. Like, can y'all stop asking people Shedeur questions? Can y'all ask some Dylan Gabriel questions to Dylan Gabriel? Anyway, Joshua Richardson says he can't protect him from his fears. Wow. He knows he's not ready. Kevin has no choice but to feed him the wolves because he doesn't want to give Shedeur the rock. Well, I'm gonna end this. First off, I'm gonna end the poll, right? And y'all told me to pick a game for the watch party. So this is what we're going to do. On Sunday, we're going to have a watch party. I'm probably going to try to watch the Carolina game or a Jaguars game because obviously Jimmy Horn's going to be getting to play. So 144 votes. Y'all said y'all want to do pick a game, so I'm going to pick that game. Y'all be on the lookout that for Sunday. I'm going to release these videos. I want you, if you're watching this live in the chat, I want you to comment down below what you think Dylan Gabriel's final stat line is going to be. We will react to the video. And if we're up early, if you're up early enough, I might try to sneak off a reaction to the. Well, I'm gonna react to it regardless, obviously, because the game's at 9:30 this Sunday, which makes it dope. We're gonna get to watch everybody who's up is going to watch Dylan Gabriel. So y'all let me know what he's gonna do. I might slide in an extra watch party for that game, but then we're gonna pick Jimmy Horn's game. We're gonna go from there. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Another 200 in here, just chilling on a Friday when you can be out doing phenomenal things. Mary Kay does need to go to TMZ. If you're here, make sure you follow me. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you sub up. There's gonna be exclusive content at the end of the month. We're gonna be doing some reactions with actual games, game film, NFL Pro, all that great stuff. I cannot thank y'all enough. Have a phenomenal weekend. Be safe.